If you know anything about water in the West, you've probably heard the often repeated phrase, first in time, first in right. But what exactly does that mean, and why is that the system we use? Let me explain. This whole concept, which is formally known as the doctrine of prior appropriation, is the central guiding principle of all water management west of the 100th meridian. And I know, the title makes it sound super complicated, but it's really not. Basically, it all starts with the first person that diverts water from a river or stream and then uses it. That person will always be entitled to their share of that water before anyone else who builds a diversion on that stream later on. And so on down the line, and this creates a chronological hierarchy of water rights holders on every river in the West, where the oldest rights are considered senior and the younger rights are considered junior. This system was in stark contrast to the way that water rights were managed east of the 100th meridian, where water rights are tied to having water on or running through your property. But as white settlers headed westward to claim and cultivate their 160-acre homestead plots, they quickly realized that there was not enough water available for farming on each allotment. In fact, many of the allotments had no water whatsoever. So they had to get real creative and started building elaborate systems of ditches and canals to transfer water from rivers and streams to drier areas, sometimes taking water right out of the original watershed that it came from, like in the Imperial Valley of Southern California, where water has been diverted up and out of the Colorado River Basin for irrigation since as early as 1870. Those water rights are still some of the oldest, largest, and most powerful water rights on the entire Colorado River. So here we are more than 100 years later, and this antiquated system is still at the heart of all of our water management strategies here in the West. And this system is not without faults either. First off, in times of drought, junior water rights holders might not be able to get any water. Meanwhile, senior water rights holders will still get their full share, meaning that scarcity is not shared equally or equitably. Secondly, the indigenous people of this region were left out of this process until much later. So despite clearly being the longest standing inhabitants of the region, many of the tribes in this area are still fighting for access to water that should rightfully be theirs. And there's also the fact that the ecological needs of these rivers and streams were also ignored until much later. So to summarize, this archaic system is in many ways not equitable and detrimental to the environment, and its rigidity does not set us up for successfully adapting to a hotter and drier climate in the future. But this is what we're working with.